Hey, Donna.
Hey, Greg. Mm.
Ah, fun
That's
game
that.
though.
It was a good game. It was, but I was there last night, so it was even worse to be in the building and lose that game. But um, it was one of those typical East Coast games that you kind of grind it out. Because I remember on the last episode when Annalise was talking about what a good defensive team Orlando was. I hadn't seen them really play all year, but witnessing that, they took us out of everything we like to do. We couldn't get an offensive flow. We couldn't run on them. We didn't get any. It was just one of those grinded out games. And I just thought, okay, we can grind it out with them and still win, even though we're not playing that well.
hmm
But at the end, the free throws that we should have made, we didn't, and the game would have been over. But
I feel like we gave that game away 3 times.
yeah,
LeBron missed a free throw, AD
yep,
missed a free throw, and then he missed another free throw. And if you
missed
make
two
any of
more.
those, you go to overtime. If you make two of those three, then you win.
Yep. We would have won the game. He made two of the three. We only lost by a point.
Yep.
And I
And then
didn't
you
like,
got our
go
best
ahead,
free throw shooter, I think, Austin, was two for
missed
five.
he missed two toward the down the stretch too. So
Oh, well, he missed three total free throws.
yeah. So it's just but I've been saying all season, our free throw shooting is not good. And to me, it came back to bite us. Because I always watch LeBron, I always watch AD, and they usually miss one out of the
hmm
two.
hmm
And AD missing those last two was just a killer. But it came back to haunt us, I think, just missing free throws because that game was so close. You needed every bit of points that you could get, and we didn't get them. And I don't think they missed a free throw. If they did, it was maybe one or two.
Let's go see that. I remember noticing they missed three total. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
they were making
Um,
theirs.
I remember noticing that even we were up, I don't know, 5 or 7 points in the fourth quarter. I remember noticing these guys won't go away. It's a
Won't go
phrase
away.
that's still in my mind because Bron talks about it in the build up to must have been a shot by Kobe in one of those Olympic teams. Um, and he cursed. He said these efforts just won't go away. And that
Right,
stayed in my mind. And that's kind of came back when I was watching Orlando. It's just like, will you just die? Like how are
right.
you still alive after
I
all
know.
that
It
we've done?
was oh my God, it was just a killer. But I would watch them because at the second half of the game, they were on the end that I was sitting on. So I could really watch them run their offense and really watch them defensively. And they ran their offense to perfection. And
hmm
we just couldn't figure it out defensively.
hmm
They were always open for a three. Their key people were always open for a three. It seemed like the other guys that knew they weren't good 3-point shooters, they didn't shoot them. They would get to the basket, they'd kick out to Franz, and those Wagner boys killed us. Remember we had Mo back when he was a rookie? He
hmm
looked totally different in that game.
hmm
He looked more athletic. He could shoot the three.
hmm
He's more aggressive. And I'm like, okay, this kid done grown up because that wasn't the Mo Wagner that we had back when he was a rookie. And so to watch those two play, they killed us along with Jalen Suggs. Those were the three guys that did us in last night.
It gets me back to Scotty,
Mm-hmm.
you don't well, I can't say that. You got salary cap issues that dictate who you sign and who you can't. But players grow in the NBA, and those are
Sometimes.
two really great examples of us seeing
Yeah.
players that were not at their potential yet, but showed flashes. Scotty certainly showed flashes,
Oh my
and
gosh.
I think
Yes.
we liked Mo,
Yeah.
but we didn't
We
like
kept
him
him.
enough. Hmm?
We kept him on a two-way 2 years. You only can keep him on a two-way 2 years, and either you have to sign him or somebody else can sign him. And we didn't, and Memphis did, and he stuck. But Jalen Suggs, I remember him. I watched him play at Gonzaga, and he hit that big shot against my Bruins in the NCAA tournament that year. But when he first came in, he was okay. He was a high draft pick, but man, his game has developed, and man, he's deadly from that 3-point line. We had nobody to guard him. I
He's
thought
that
Gabe
dog.
Vincent might do a good job. He was killing Gabe. He was taking Gabe to the hole and fading away on Gabe. He was backing him up and fading away, and he's barely taller than Gabe. And so it was just like, it was frustrating.
He's that dog that
Yep.
you wonder, did he come through Miami's farm system? Because he looks like a Miami player. He's just an
Yeah.
absolute dog. Uh,
Yeah.
and we talked about how Mo is stepping into a star role
Hmm.
with their leader out. Um,
Yep.
Mo is getting scary. He kind of took over the game in the fourth quarter, like Dalton took over that third quarter.
Who, France? You talking about France or
Yeah,
Mo?
Franz. Yeah,
France. Oh God, France is, yeah, they talked about him before he even got out of, came over. But
yeah. They did. Yeah.
But
So
man,
he's.
to see Mo kill us, and you could tell Mo, to me, he had this like, yeah, y'all traded me. Look at me now.
Hmm.
Because he was going to the hole, he was dunking, he did not care. I mean, he
Hmm.
looked like, I'm gonna show y'all how much I done grown up. Y'all didn't give me a chance. You traded
Hmm.
me after I was a rookie. And he was making all the hustle plays. He was actually scoring. He was going to the bat. He was taking AD off the dribble. Um, our size last night, not having size, really killed us last night. They out rebounded us like what, 48-36, and them offensive rebounds killed us. Because, like JJ said, that's the easiest three to get. They were getting that offensive rebound and kicking it out to their shooters, and they were killing us. And the whole crowd would go, oh. Every time that happened, the crowd was just like, oh.
Well,
So, yeah, it was brutal.
I remain steadfast against offensive rebounds as a metric for winning.
Nope. I'm
It
going to go with
certainly
it all
served
season.
it certainly served them well last night. But don't make me put another stat chart together on you. I will now.
It served a lot of teams playing against us. I don't even look at those stats. I just go game by game and watch how offensive rebounding and us not being able to get that defense, because that's all defense is. That's the end part of defense. You got to get the rebound. I don't care if you play good 24-second defense, you don't get that rebound. That changes the whole, and everybody's always out of position. And that's the easiest three to get because they know what they're going to do when they rebound. We're all out of position scrambling. And to me, that gives teams energy. It gives teams that second, and it deflates you as a defensive team because you don't play 24 seconds great, and then you can't even get the rebound. And I remember Pat Riley always saying that was the end part of defense. It's more than just playing defense and getting them to take a shot. You got to get that rebound.
So
And we have not done a good job this year.
you're not arguing for us to be better at offensive rebounding, which
I
is what
am.
the controversy that I'm
Yes.
arguing against. You're arguing for us to get better at defensive rebounding, which I
Both.
100% support.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. So Cam, 8 rebounds, 3 for 4, 2 for 2 from three. Not as many great defensive plays, but he held his own for 20 minutes on the court. And I liked his game last night. Dalton floated back down to earth. And if this is what we can expect from him, what was it, 17 points? Yeah, 17 points, a plus minus of five, um, 43% from three, 4 rebounds and an assist. I'll take that all day long with him as a starter. The question is, when Rui comes back, do you sit Rui or do you sit Cam? And
No,
the
you
way
said
things are
they are.
going,
JJ already said Rui's getting his spot back.
does Cam keep his spot with Dalton shooting like
I
this?
think
Because I
so.
feel like Cam is a better replacement uh, for shooting guard
D'Lo.
than he is
Yeah.
for power forward. So I never considered benching Rui. And I'm comfortable now that Rui's going to start for the whole season because we're not going to see your boy Vando. We're not going to see him. You
Yeah.
muted?
Well, we ain't gonna see him now. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Rui better come back. I think we had nobody to match up against Franz Wagner. I saw Cam Reddish out there on him, and he had him for lunch. Like,
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
yeah, nobody could guard that kid. That kid ate us alive, and we knew he was the guy, but yet we still couldn't stop him.
Chest out, talking smack. I mean,
Smack,
it was
yes,
humiliating.
all of that.
Yeah.
And we couldn't stop it. I felt like on that last play, we should have taken the ball out of his hands. He sat back there, danced around, sized up Cam Reddish, and
Too
just stepped
easy.
back, bam.
They got the switch they wanted because he had been eating
Yes.
that dude all day,
Yep.
and AD just accepted that switch, and it wasn't really necessary. France was not giving that ball up.
No, he wasn't giving the ball up. And we knew it, but yet we didn't take. I'm always a fan of taking the ball out of the Stars' hands.
Mhm.
Now, if another person beats you, okay, bad. But I'm not going to let you sit there and dance and watch and look at the basket and figure out what you're doing, size me up, and shoot over me. I'm just not going to do that. Now, if you get the ball back later, take that chance. But man, I'm getting that ball out of your hands and make you work to get it back.
It was Damian Lillard against was it OKC?
Yep.
Um, it was this game can be an inflection point for our season in one of two directions.
Yep.
Either this can be the moment when we kind of recognize that we're not as good as we thought we were and
Right.
we revert to bad habits trying to get out of it, or this could be the moment where we say, um, you know, let's double down on the good habits, and it could be a wake up call. Is the second way that we can interpret it. I'm really nervous about what this game means for our season. This game I feel like it's pivotal, but I hope it's pivotal in the right way. I think
Yeah,
it's going to be
because I
pivotal one way
think
or another.
because I felt like even though we didn't play that well, I felt like we were figuring it out. I felt like JJ was trying to do different stuff on the bench and trying to figure out combinations. So I
Yep.
felt like offensively, we figured it out enough to win the game. Although I don't think we played totally well, but still, in those games, you just have to figure out a way to win. You don't always play, games don't go smoothly, all that. And I feel like we figured out a way to win, and he put us in a position to win, and
JJ
we
did his
didn't
job
deliver.
last night. He
Yeah,
did.
we just didn't deliver when
Nope.
normally that's the scenario that you want. You want the ball in your stars' hands, you want them at the free throw line.
Yep.
We got all of that and they didn't deliver.
Three
So,
times.
yeah, and
And
that's what Anthony Davis said. He goes, I just missed him. Period.
mhm.
There's no excuse. There's no nothing. I just missed him. And I was nervous when he went. But my thing is, why are you calling for the ball? Let the ball go to somebody else. You set a screen or something because you had already missed one. And then you got the ball back again. And I'm thinking, oh,
He's been killing at the free throw line this year.
yeah, but he misses. I watch him and Bron. They miss key ones sometimes. It hasn't killed us yet. It hasn't cost us a win. But I watch them sometime. They make one and miss one. And I'm thinking,
Especially Bron.
yeah,
Especially
that's going to
Bron.
cause us a problem in close games.
I don't think Bron's ever shot over 70% for a year. Whereas AD is up close to 80 a lot of the time.
Yeah, but he missed key one. I don't care about percentages. It's all
Fair.
about when you make them. I mean, because in the game at the beginning of the game, you're getting 10 free throws, you're making them. Who cares? I'm talking about down the stretch, when the pressure's on, can you make those free throws? And he had four opportunities in the last 10 seconds, and he missed three of them.
You're going to either go with AD or LeBron, especially with Austin shooting free throws the way he was last night.
Why? Yeah, and I get it. You got to go with your stars, and they have to be in that position and they have to deliver. So, and they didn't.
This is why I'm happy that Dalton played the way he did. He played 39 minutes and he was solid.
And we didn't look to me, we didn't look for him enough. We don't look for him enough to me offensively.
I think that'll come. I think this is the kind of game where he proved that he's a solid player.
Because when
And
he hit that three and brought us back, he didn't get another shot for a good 4 minutes. And it's like, go back to the hot hand. Get the ball back to him and see if he's on a heater. Because nobody else could make anything.
mhm.
AR was pissing me off because he was trying to go to the hole, trying to go behind his back. That mess wasn't working last night, Austin.
Yeah, Annalise mentioned that he's now gotten into it with the refs, and I told her I'd start watching it, and sure enough,
Yeah.
he's become that frustrated guy that seems to think of him as a starter in the NBA, and it's like, fool, you're not at that level yet. You're on this Laker team that's desperate, and you've gotten a great opportunity, and you need to still have that hustle mentality that you had as a non-draft undrafted player. You need to carry that for the next 5 years before you decide to get arrogant, But that's what the contract will do to you. It'll turn you into a guy that thinks you belong there. It's a psychological effect. It happens on Wall Street. It happens in executive suites all over America. As soon as you get successful, you think you're the reason for it, and you stop realizing how many people helped you to get there and how desperate you were to get there, and all those things happen. It's just a natural psychological effect. It's one of the things about us humans that is essentially a defect. All right, so let's get to the dog of the game. Gabe Vincent managed to go over everything again. Like he's not listening to our commentary. You muted, Donna. Um,
I
what are
know
you
I have
doing,
some
man?
loud music.
What are you doing? Um, I liked Christian Coloco. I'm not expecting much from him, and I'm getting what I expect. He's fine. You know, he's gonna hopefully be a good third option at center by the end of the year. Right now, we just get him as many minutes as we can and without losing games. And unfortunately, we lost this one, but I don't think it was his fault. Um, I do blame D'Angelo Russell. You can't hit a shot, man. When is the 40% gonna kick in? Because we're at what are we at 23% now or something like that? It's ridiculous. So off the bench, starting, it doesn't matter. You're not able to shoot the ball, and I'm getting a little tired of it. 6 assists, thank you. A steal and a block. The defense, he stepped up, and that might be that might be the issue with D'Angelo. He's like, look, I can play defense or offense. Y'all gonna have to pick one. But he certainly is not able to play both.
No, I watched him last night too, and I always said he had the confidence in the world. He doesn't mind taking shots, even if he misses 10. But I've been watching him lately, and he's very hesitant on taking shots. Sometimes the ball will swing to him, he'll be wide open, and he'll swing it to someone else. And normally he knocks that shot down. So to me, he's thinking about it too much now. He knows he's not shooting well, so he hesitates on shooting. And to me, you're never going to get out of whatever's going on with him that's been going on all season.
Head
Um,
case. Head
I just think
case.
he's in his head about offensively now because people keep saying he's not playing defense, his shot's not going. And to me, it's kind of getting to him. But I do like the way he gets connect the ball. He's always looking for him. He's always setting up. And to me, he gives the most assists to Connect than anybody on the team. And he's always looking for him. And I think when Connect goes back to the bench, I think it's going to be helpful for D'Angelo to be there. But I just wish he would be a little bit more aggressive offensively when he's coming off the bench instead of trying to be this assist guy, which that's naturally going to come. But I think he just doesn't look to be offensive minded anymore. I don't know what it is about. I don't know if he's trying to run the system. He's trying to be this good guy that does the right thing. I don't know what it is, but I've watched him all year and I've seen a different player offensively. And maybe it's just he's trying too hard to do the right thing and he's missing stuff that he really does well, which is shooting a damn ball.
I love the lays off the glass with the left hand. Over
Yeah.
big, small, doesn't matter. I love it. I hadn't seen, I've seen it. I just haven't seen it as much as I've seen it this year.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. And it seems like him coming off the bench, he would have more of an offensive mindset.
Hmm.
But to me, coming off the bench, he has more of a assist mindset and not an offensive mindset.
He doesn't need coaching. He needs a sports psychologist to sit down with him and help
He
him
needs to
get
get
better in how he thinks about the game because he's
yeah.
messed up. He's messed up, and
His
it's not
shot is
naturally
off.
going to happen that he gets out of this. He needs help. That boy
When you
needs help.
when you start making shots, everything turns around. Just
Okay,
like
let's see if
winning
he
and
ever
losing.
starts making them.
He just hasn't made. I mean, he's been. I just watch him. He hesitates too much. He thinks about it too much. When you shoot, you can't think about it. You have to say, "Hey, I'm open. Bam, I'm hitting this. I've done this in practice a million times. I'm hitting this shot." You can't be like, "Oh, should I shoot? Oh, should I pass?"
So, dogs of the game, we're going to share it between Gabe and D'Angelo. What's your positive takeaways?
Connect again. That he seems to, I was watching him in that game and he got some shots here and there, but I didn't realize he had 17 at the end until I saw the box score. So he fits in. He's like a plug and play guy. You can put him in the starting lineup. I think we can bring him back off the bench when Rui comes back, but I think he's comfortable. He was getting cooked on defense. Sorry, he was. But
Mhm.
I feel like if you're getting cooked on defense, long as you try to do some stuff on offense to kind of neutralize how you're getting cooked, then I mean they go at him. I watch it every game. Whoever it can be a guy that you haven't even heard of. If Connect is guarding him, he's going at him. but that's just that rookie thing. And hey, this way it is. But long as he's on the other end getting us some points, I think it'll, balance itself out. But with AR, it's like he was getting cooked on defense, but his offense just was, he kept trying to go to the basket. And against this team, they were not allowing you. They were playing one-on-one. They were keeping their man in front of them. They were helping defense. And he needed to read the game and say, okay, me going to the basket behind my back, that ain't working this game. I need to adjust and do something different. And he never adjusted to the game.
He hit one long range shot, and he took some ill advised ones as a
He
result of
did. He
that
did a
one.
step back from
Yeah,
the top of the key. And I
yeah.
go, okay, AR, you're not that guy. And he never usually does that. I don't know if he was frustrated or he was trying to get himself going, but that step back at the top of the key, I said to myself, no, that's not you. You're
Did
not that guy.
did D'Lo airball a three?
Yeah, D'Lo missed some shots. Yeah, he did.
And
He's been bad shooting.
Connect filled in nicely on the baseline for Rui. He flashed up and got a dunk on
Yeah,
the plays where he ran that baseline
he's
magnificently.
been great. I'm
He's
so
got
happy with him.
he's got aggressive offensive instinct,
Yes,
and that's
I
not
like
something
that.
that I don't think that's coachable. I think you got to live in that skin.
Yeah,
He's had 5 years to develop that, and
yeah, he's that guy.
this is what it was.
And he
Uh,
went through the junior college system.
mhm,
Then he went to school. I can't remember where. And then he used his fifth year senior and went to Tennessee. So he
mhm.
kind of came up through the ranks. He wasn't like a 5-star recruit coming out of
Right,
high school or whatever. So you
right.
can tell he's hungry. He's a dog. Yeah, I love the way he plays.
So the biggest plus minuses were Austin and LeBron, four turnovers.
But he kept us in that game. I mean, LeBron made some miracle shots that if those shots didn't go down, we wouldn't even been in that game because nobody could get anything going. The offense was so out of rhythm, but that's when you play good defense, you take people out of what they do well. And we just couldn't. We were in the mud, but then we were making shots. So that was good. So we was, but we couldn't stop them on the other end. They did exactly what they wanted to do every play, and we couldn't stop it.
Some of his turnovers are just so
Horrible. Yeah.
okay. So NBA rumors, what's going on out there?
Mm. Trade D'Lo. That's a thing I've been hearing. And I kind of go on this one side and I see all these scenarios of trades that people put out there, and none of them are feasible. But we need a big because I think it's starting to show. I mean, Anthony Davis had 38, 39 points last night, but they killed us on the boards. He needs help. And I think it's only the first month of the season. And if we continue at this pace, we're going to wear this guy down before we get into the meat of the season. We've got to get a big.
Orlando just put their whole team up for sale. I mean,
Do
I'm
they?
sorry, Brooklyn just said everybody's available for trade.
I know, but that doesn't mean the Lakers. That means all the other 20, 30 teams in the league. It never means us. People always want to just wipe us, but
They don't
I
have as
take
much
Cam.
beef with us as some of the other teams that we've had problems with.
I take Cam. What's the shooter? Uh,
Was
Not
it
Cam Johnson, the other
Cam
shooter that,
Thomas?
yes, that guy's a bucket.
Hmm.
I take him,
Um,
but I don't know what I would give up for him, but I would take him if he was for sale.
he seems to have decided not to play defense ever in his whole life.
No, he's the Lou Williams of Brooklyn. Lou
Hmm.
Williams never played any defense. Neither did
Hmm.
Jamal Crawford. Those
Hmm.
six guys of the year, they're microwave. They come in and get buckets. Their
Yep,
job is not really to play defense. They
yep,
come in
yep.
and get you 15 to 20 a game, and that's their job. And he's one of those guys. And we haven't had that guy in forever.
I'm scoring every time down, my own
Mhm.
self, regardless of picks, who you got guarding me. It doesn't matter. I'm scoring every time down. So I got a positive plus minus if you're not going to shoot 100%.
Yeah,
So I really have to play defense. I'm counting on my team to stop at least a couple of your shots, and then we're up by four.
yeah.
That's
I'll
the
take one of
mentality.
those because we haven't had one of those in a long time.
Yeah, the last guy to be able to do that was a Laker was Byron Scott. When Byron
Yeah.
Scott
And
went
how many
to
years ago was that?
when he went to it was either Toronto or maybe it was
Indiana.
Grizzlies at the time.
Indiana. Remember he went to
But
Indiana?
he started this scoring spree on a Canadian team. I forget which one
Oh,
it was, but maybe you're right. Maybe it wasn't Indiana. But I just remember he was a living bucket. You're like,
I know.
so that's how great those Lakers were.
Yeah,
This guy that would average 11 points or whatever it was could score 30 on any given night. This
that's
dude
right.
was amazing with the basketball in his hands at the end of his career.
Right.
He was a living walking bucket, and I was shocked by how great he was.
I know. We need that
But
guy, which I think Connect is going to be that guy, but we need another one coming off the bench that's just when things aren't going with the starters, only have a starter or two that's doing well, and we need just an injection of somebody that's hitting buckets to get everybody going. I think Connect is that guy. He's playing that role right now.
I
But
worry about Connect is getting his own shot. Connect is more of a system player in terms of his offensive production,
mhm,
and I think that's true of Rui too. I think Connect is better in that regard because he needs less coaches calling plays for him. He just knows how
mhm,
to find his spots on the court.
right,
And
right,
Rui is seems to be struggling with that a little bit. But
yeah,
we don't have that just give me the ball
yeah,
guy other
no.
than Quincy.
Maybe he'll get some time because I think he just needs to take Gabe's time. I
Just let's
thought
just
Gabe
do it.
was
Let's just get it over with.
Yeah, just get it over with and let Gabe sit on the bench and see what's going on. Everybody else been sitting on the bench, have to watch. Let him watch about what we need from him and let this kid come in because I thought Vince was going to come in and at least slow down Suggs. I said, okay, they about the same height. Maybe Vince can do something with Suggs because Suggs is killing us right now. And he got cooked by Suggs. Suggs even took him to the basket and backed him up and turned around and shot over his head. I could not believe it. So it was just like, what are you useful for? You're not scoring any points for us ever. And if we can't get you to guard the little guards that are in this league, then what use are you to us?
30 million, 33 million, whatever it is. It's
Yeah,
just
33 million.
it's too
Last year he
much.
was hurt. So we were like, okay,
Yeah,
this year you've had ample. I mean, you play 20 some minutes a game every time.
yeah.
So the coach is giving you ample opportunity every game. So I think now it's time to sit him and bring that kid in and let him come off the bench. He's going to come with energy. He's going to come with, you know, we need something. And
Keep it
sometimes
moving.
guys get comfortable. Like I said, they get comfortable. They know they're getting their 20 something minutes. There's nobody to back them up. I'm getting my 20. I'm gonna come in and just because he always looks so lackadaisical, like very laid back. He doesn't give you any energy, he's just that guy. And it's just like, Gabe, we need more out of you. You're not a minimum guy. If you were a minimum guy, but you're making 11 million, we could have had another guy in here at 11 million that could give us a lot more. And so,
The number of athletic wing players that can play on both ends of the court, whose
yeah,
names are either Jalen or Jason or something
right.
like start with a J, is infinite. Who would take that 11 million?
Yeah.
There's 20 of them in the league,
Yeah. And to
and
me, nobody, people, I know D'Lo is the guy. And like I was driving home yesterday after the game and I listened to the after game show for the post game show for the Lakers. And the first thing a guy called in and said, we got to trade D'Lo. And I go, so why was it D'Lo's fault tonight? Anthony Davis, even though D'Lo didn't do well,
one for seven.
it
That's
doesn't
bad.
matter. At the end of the game,
Just
nobody
make
talked
two.
about
Just make two threes, and we win the game.
No, that's not how the game works. You go through the game, and at the end of the game, I don't care what has happened earlier. If you have an opportunity to win on free throws, you win the game. You worry about D'Lo being 1 for 7 later. Nobody talked about Austin Reeves being 3 for 12.
I did.
But I'm
It's
saying
not
people will
acceptable.
call him so D'Lo is it, but nobody talks about Gabe Vincent except for me and you. I
Yeah.
never hear them talking about how horrible Gabe has been. Nobody's talking. Everybody loves to talk about
Well, they do.
D'Lo.
They call him Cardio Gabe because he's out there getting a workout and ain't producing nothing. And a lot of the post game show talks about his offer. His how does it, they say things like how is it possible to get 0 for 0 as an NBA player?
He's
Just
done
get
it
nothing.
consistently. He's been consistent with the zeros.
So okay, we're coming to the last segment, which is our next game is versus the Nuggets. I thought it was the Suns, so it's the Nuggets that we're playing.
Hmm.
Is Joker back and healthy?
I don't think so.
Oh, then we'll kill them because they don't have KCP anymore, and they're learning that KCP was a nice piece, even though he's
Yeah.
not doing well in Orlando.
He
Um,
didn't even play last night in Orlando. I forgot
yeah,
about him, but he didn't play last night.
yeah, I guess he's hurt, but he was a really important piece of
Huge
their
piece.
team, and I think they're going to miss him more than they realize. They had Bruce Brown,
Hmm.
and they decided to let him go because Christian Braun was going to step up.
Yes.
That dude
Yep.
did step up, so they were able
But
to survive that. But losing KCP is going to hurt them, I think.
yeah, it's
So
gonna hurt
so
them.
so we better bounce back and get this win.
We better be mad
Yeah,
about the glass game and
yeah,
not worry about Joker not being there. And,
yeah.
they're going to be ready because it's just that Denver thing against LA. So they're going to be ready to go. And so we have to be mad about the way we played last game and really be serious. So it'll be a good test to see kind of where we are mentally after this game last night. So
And
I'm excited to see.
we better guard the back door. Those guys kill us with backdoor cuts.
We get killed with that. Does it? I think Orlando had like three or four of them last night, up to a guy that I didn't even know who the guy was, and he was getting backdoored. It's just like we fall asleep down there on the baseline.
Mhm. Watch him.
Yeah,
Okay, Laker fans, this is the purple. I forgot the intro. This is the Purple Blood Lakers podcast for Laker fans by Laker fans. Go Lakers.
go Lakers.